So what's up, guys? It's been a while. Hope you guys are all doing well. There's just been a few changes since we've last talked. One of the cars are gone, sadly, and I know it's the car that a lot of you guys probably honestly followed the channel for, because it was, in my opinion, I feel like it was probably the nicer looking car. But for the longest time, I was thinking of selling it for probably the past year or so, maybe longer. I'm not too sure. But one of the reasons I really kept it is because honestly, it was an amazing daily. Almost never gave me issues. The only times it gave me issues is when I made it have issues, like beating on the car or whatever. It was a really good car. It was a sad sort of reason it left. If you guys don't know already, I'm obviously talking about my 8th gen. I guess you'd call it my Blueberry Civic. Yeah, that car is gone. And it's sadly gone. I didn't think I'd ever get rid of that car, but spent a lot of time working on that car. I think I had it for a little under 4 years or over 4 years, something like that. Not too sure, but I did have it for a decent amount of time. That was my first car. I learned how to drive stick shift in it. It wasn't the fastest car. It was pretty slow, if I'm being honest with you. It got me where I needed to go. It looked pretty cool before I sold it. I guess we could get into the reason why I sort of sold it in a way. It was April 11th, I'm pretty sure. I know some of you guys are probably familiar because some of you guys know me and follow me, but there was a pretty bad hailstorm where I was at. I think there was a tornado that was about 10 minutes away from where I was at. There was hail that was probably like, it was bigger than a golf ball, like for sure. Because by the time I was at work at the time, and by the time I came out, the hail was probably about this size, which I guess the size of a golf ball, if not a little bigger. But it was about that size. In the rain, the car was still wet, so it didn't look too bad. I didn't think it got damaged all too bad. I don't know, none of the cars really looked too bad, but I was hearing when we were on lockdown, I guess you could call it, there was someone's windshield and rear windshield that got busted, so it was decently bad. My brother's car was actually damaged pretty bad. His rear glass had gotten smashed, and so we had to get that fixed. The car was damaged pretty bad. There was literally dents on every single panel of the car, and it was hard for me to look at. A car that I really loved and put time into. It wasn't gone per se, it was more just so damaged. I know some of you guys that you love your cars, like you genuinely love your car, would understand, but there was already like maybe 2 or 3 dents on the car already, and that already had hurt. And literally every single panel, it just looked like a mountain, I guess you could say, or like dunes in sand. That's really what it looked like. Literally maybe a day or 2 after that, I listed the car for sale. 6 hours after that, after I listed it, I had gone back to work already. There was a guy wanting to buy it, and he gave me my asking price. All he asked me to do was just hold it until Friday, because I wasn't available because I work Monday through Friday. And I think for some reason I had Friday off or something like that. But anyways, ever since then I was looking for a car, an 8th gen specifically. I wanted to say true to my roots, and I wanted to get another 8th gen, but I wanted a 4-door SI, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not what I got. I guess I'll show you guys. So this is my, I guess you could call it new to me 2002 Acura RSX Type S. So I already did somewhat mods to it, and there's a long backstory to this car that I don't know if I'm gonna go into in this video, but I may in the next video, or make this a 2-part series. I'm not too sure. As you can tell, the front end's converted to the 0506. My girlfriend had bought me this front end for my birthday, and so I put it on. So as for the front, that's really all it's done is the 0506 front conversion, that Honda emblem, a replica A-spec front lip that's been cut because it was on a wide body car and that's where he'd cut it. I think he was going for like a spoon style thing on the hood, like on some of the S2000s, so he ended up cutting those, which I don't think it looks too bad. I'll just be keeping it for now. I don't know if I'm ever gonna change it to like I may change it to a stock hood that doesn't have holes in it. I think this is probably the worst spot on the car because of the dents, which is the fender, which it can be fixed. It's not all too bad. And it does have, I don't know if you guys can see, I guess I'll get my flashlight out. This car does have Brembos from the TL Type S, and as you can tell, they're but they're pretty scraped up because the previous owner put, I think they were base model 370 wheels and they didn't clear those calipers, sadly, and they sort of ruined it. But I'm hoping I can just get them repainted and it won't be too bad. That's really it for the front. There's really not too much done. It does have some pretty old Bride seats in it. I'm not all too sure how old they are. I know they're at least 4 or 5 years old. They do have a decent amount of wear on them, as you can tell, and they're pretty dirty. And then this is cool. I never really liked these kind of steering wheels, these quick releases. Well, I can't take it off with one hand. It's a personal steering wheel, something like that. And it has like a energy hub and quick release. And then the previous owner modified some, I think it's like a Nexus tablet into the head unit, and it really doesn't work if I'm being honest, because the car has been sitting for like 3-4 years, and all it does when I turn the car on, it says it's charging, and I've tried to turn it on, but I think it's only turned on like once when I was driving the car for like 10 or 20 minutes. Well, that hasn't worked. And I took the Broadway mirror from my old 8th gen. I also have the shift knob from it, but if I'm being honest, I'm not too sure where it's at. I just have the stock, I think it's a Type S shift knob. And then I think this car was a A-spec car because it has all this A-spec trim stuff. It has this one around the center console thing, and then the vents. I've heard it's rare, but I don't know how rare it is. And then I don't have the keys, but this car does have pretty low miles. I think it's 79,000 around there. Just right under 80,000 miles. And then it has a K-Pro V2, which I want to get upgraded in the future. That's really about it for their inside. And then it sadly does have some paint fade, but I do plan on either getting it repainted or wrapped. I'm not all too sure yet. Oh yeah, and I didn't mention it, but it's just on some SI wheels. And before any of you guys ask, no, it doesn't. The SI wheels do not clear the Brembos. It does have a spacer on it. I think it's a 25mm spacer, and then a small 8mm spacer on top of that, which I know isn't safe, but I had to do it for now just to clear the wheels. And I do plan on changing the wheel setup, which you guys could probably guess which wheels I'm gonna end up running, but as of right now, I'll just keep that quiet. And the rear end still is the 0204, no lip on it right now. I've seen some people on Instagram put the 05, 06 rear lip on these cars, which I'm not all too sure how you do it, but I think that looks pretty cool. Or I may just end up putting a Mugen style rear lip on it, but not too sure for now. So yeah, that's about it for the car really on the outside and inside. But I don't know if you guys would consider it a downgrade or upgrade, whatever, but this car is swapped. It's not the original K20 A2. Couldn't get the hood all the way up. As you can probably tell, the intake manifold probably gives it away, but this is a K24 A2 out of the TSX. I'm honestly not too sure which year it is. I've never taken off the valve cover to actually see if it's I think it's the 2006 to 2008 with the better cams and intake valves. But anyways, I've never taken that apart to see. Anyways, yeah, it has a full K24 in it. From what I know, all I know is it's the motor's fully stock, and it has the oil cooler from I think it's a K20Z1 out of the 0506 RSX Type S's. So this is the car. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's really just been sitting in the garage because the gas gauge doesn't work. It doesn't have working AC at the moment, and it is super hot during the day. I'm not gonna lie, it sucks just driving this car with the windows down. And yeah, there's a lot of issues on it. I still have to fix intake temperature sensor on the intake has been welded, so I need to get that fixed or drill it out, I guess. And yeah, it has this EP3 adjustable idler pulley, so it has no power steering, sadly. I eventually want to put power steering back into this car because I like having a nice car that I can steer, that's easy to steer, and AC. I don't care what you guys say. That's how I like my cars. And then the ABS has been deleted, and I think that's about it. Has the stock throttle body, and I think it's on some older function informed type 2 coilovers, which I'm probably gonna end up upgrading to either BCs or D2 coilovers because this car rides stiff and it's on the softest setting. So yeah guys, I think that's about it for today's video. There's really not too much I can think of that's left on the car, but yeah, that's the new car. I'll be hopefully posting some new content about it, about when I get wheels and if I decide to wrap it or paint it. And the other future mods that come to this car, I will be sure to document it for you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.